IELTS Listening. Section 4. You will hear a lecturer giving a lecture about the science of circadian rhythms. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now we shall begin. You should answer the question as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen carefully and answer the questions.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's lecture on a topic that affects every single one of us, whether we're aware of it or not, and that is circadian rhythms. These internal biological processes play a crucial role in our daily lives, subtly guiding everything from when we feel awake and alert to when we feel sleepy, even influencing our mood, hormone levels, and metabolism. Now, when we refer to the circadian rhythm, we're essentially talking about the inner sleep cycle, a roughly 24-hour pattern that governs when our bodies rest and when we become active. But this rhythm isn't limited to sleep. It orchestrates a wide range of physiological functions. Our body temperature rises and falls, hormone levels fluctuate, and even our reaction times vary depending on the time of day. Interestingly, when scientists study people in isolation, meaning in environments completely removed from natural light or clocks, they find that the human internal rhythm tends to stretch slightly beyond 24 hours. This shows that although our body has its own natural cycle, it still depends on external cues to keep it in sync with the Earth's day-night rhythm. So, how is this rhythm regulated? The central control mechanism lies within the brain, specifically in a region called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. A name that's quite a mouthful, I know. Often abbreviated as the SCN, this tiny cluster of neurons is located in the hypothalamus and acts as the master pacemaker. What makes it so essential is its ability to receive input from our eyes. Light detected by the retina is transmitted directly to the SCN, allowing it to adjust the body's timing in response to changes in the environment. This brings us to the most powerful environmental signal, or Zeitgeber, a German word meaning time giver, and that's light. Exposure to natural light in the morning helps synchronize our rhythm, signaling that it's time to wake up, while the absence of light in the evening cues the body to begin producing sleep-related hormones. Aside from sleep, circadian rhythms are closely tied to several other bodily functions. For instance, they influence the secretion of cortisol, insulin, and melatonin, and even regulate fluctuations in our core health temperature, which can drop by as much as 1 degree Celsius overnight. Now, disruptions to this finely tuned system are unfortunately very common, especially in our fast-paced modern world. When the circadian cycle is consistently thrown off due to irregular sleep patterns, late-night screen use, or erratic eating schedules, the results can be serious. Chronic sleep diseases are among the most immediate consequences, but over time there can be impacts on memory, concentration, and even emotional health. Let's take the example of jet lag, a familiar term for anyone who's traveled across multiple time zones. The discomfort stems from our body's internal clock becoming desynchronized with local time. It doesn't just affect when we sleep, it also affects digestion, hormone production, and overall alertness. A more recent area of concern is the role of artificial light, especially blue light, which is commonly emitted by screens on phones, tablets, and computers. This particular wavelength of light is very effective at delaying the production of melatonin, the hormone that signals to our body that it's time to wind down for the night. So if you're scrolling through Instagram or watching a show right before bed, your brain might still think it's daylight, making it harder to fall asleep. Because of this, many sleep experts recommend reducing screen exposure in the hour or two before bedtime. Instead, dim lighting, reading a physical book, or listening to calming music can support a smoother transition to sleep. Beyond short-term effects, there are longer-term health implications associated with circadian rhythm disruption. Studies suggest that consistently working night shifts or sleeping at irregular hours may increase one's susceptibility to a number of diseases. Alarmingly, some evidence points to a potential connection with cancer, possibly due to how disrupted rhythms interfere with cell repair and immune system regulation. So, in summary, our internal body clock is not simply a background mechanism that helps us get a good night's rest. It is a central part of how our bodies function on a day-to-day basis. As we continue to learn more, one thing remains clear. Respecting our circadian rhythm isn't just about sleeping better. It's about living better, with sharper focus, more energy, and reduced risk of chronic illness. Thank you for your attention. We'll explore chronobiology in more depth next week, but for now, I hope this gives you a solid foundation.
That is the end of Section 4. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Please make sure you have transferred all your answers to the answer sheet correctly. The listening test is now over. You may now proceed to the reading section.